Former Trump spokesperson Alyssa Farah Griffin revealed that she was impersonated during President Donald Trump's first term on the heels of several recent artificial intelligence imposter incidents. The frightening aspects of AI were discussed on an episode of The View this week after Elon Musk's Grok caused all sorts of trouble and AI was used to impersonate Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Griffin related her own experience with being impersonated and called the capabilities of AI scary. Alyssa Farah Griffin: "Also, this Rubio story stood out to me because this is a vulnerability that's existed. And when I was working for Mike Pence in 2017, I found out that someone was impersonating me and reaching out to U.S. lawmakers. They were reaching out over text messages to a number of House members. And I only found out because my colleague at the time was dating Adam Kinzinger. They're now married and have a beautiful son. And she said, 'Hey, somebody is contacting him. It's not your number.' The Secret Service investigated it, the FBI did, and then when I went to the Department of Defense, the NSA looked into it, and what they determined, it was very likely someone spoofing my number, and it was likely tied to a foreign nexus. So, some sort of an adversary trying to have a White House official communicating with congressmen, potentially to find them in a vulnerable situation. But that was almost 10 years ago, 2017. We are almost 10 years later and AI is so much more sophisticated, we should be scared because it can impersonate Marco Rubio's voice. Deep fakes can impersonate your appearance and your likeness and look just like you. How many of us fell for Pope Francis in the big puffy coat? I know I did. You're like that was not real. But it is scary that governments around the world, because it's so much bigger than U.S. politics, are doing nothing to put guardrails on this. And bringing it back to X, it goes to show AI is incredibly powerful, but if you have somebody who's tweaking the algorithm or influencing it, it could be very dangerous. It could spread hate. It could encourage people to do dangerous things. Whoopi Goldberg, yes, but clearly they didn't care. That we've been talking about this for over 10 years, 11 years, saying the government needs to do this, it needs to watch this, the horse is out of the barn. Sunny Hostin, I would agree with that. The Rubio scoop was broken by the Washington Post's John Hudson and Hannah Natanson, who noted that the Signal app of the notorious Trump administration Signalgate scandal was used in the impersonation. Several weeks before the Rubio story broke, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles was also the victim of an impersonator. Laws regulating AI are still in their infancy and became a high-profile bone of contention during debate over Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, which once included a 10-year ban on AI laws. A group of legislators from both parties has introduced an early attempt to protect people from impersonations. Representative Maria Salazar, Republican Florida, and several bipartisan co-sponsors rolled out the Nurture Originals, Foster Art, and Keep Entertainment Safe, and No Fakes Act of 2025 in April, and a Senate version of the bill has bipartisan support as well.